Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos dominated the New Orleans Saints in their Week 7 Thursday night football matchup. Coming off a mini bye, their reward is they get to go up against another NFC South opponent, the Carolina Panthers. My name's Tyler. Here's my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Week 8 matchup between the Carolina Panthers and Denver Broncos. But before we get into that, we got a goal of getting 100 new subscribers for this Week 8 prediction videos we have going out. So if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and why. So, Ryan, Denver Broncos went into New Orleans and on Thursday Night Football and got a dominant victory. I think the team just looks solid overall. I think Bo Nix is looking like that rookie quarterback that you're seeing the development overall. Thought he played well. Stats aren't going to pop out at you that much, but I felt like he was making a lot of the right decisions. Some of his throws, definitely. I'm sure if you're on Twitter, I've kind of seen some of those horrible missed throws. Yes, but sprinkled in there though are good throws. But I think it's the decision making and the process. I think he's learned a lot under Sean Payton. Curious to see how he keeps developing. And to be honest, I'll be fully transparent. I was not confident in how this relationship would be panning out or his performance would be panning out. And so far, it seems like I'm wrong on that. Do you think the same way? What do you think of this kind of Denver Broncos team and how they're developing so far this season?
Yeah, I was more on the side of I think that this relationship would work out. You were so far as to, not to throw you under the bus here, but you were so far as to say that you think that the Broncos would be in the quarterback conversation in the 2025 draft, I would say
if they were picking top 5 again, yeah, I would say possibly. They're probably not going to be picking top 5.
No. At 4 and 3, they're probably going to be in that middle of the road, borderline wild card.
It would be a pretty big collapse from here, especially with how bad some of the other teams are.
Oh yeah, on
the schedule.
And so, just with Denver, that progression has gone really well. And this was kind of my comp with Bo Nix coming out, but it does remind me a little bit of that Mac Jones rookie season of like. He clearly has much more physical gifts in terms of arm talent and athleticism than Mac Jones. So I'm not trying to be like he's Mac Jones 2.0. But he went into a system that had, I would say, pretty good guidelines for rookie quarterbacks to follow. He went in with a good offensive mind, and like that offense in itself is just going to be, I think, can be tailored to be geared down for a rookie. And for me, some of the bad throws that I think he's made are come on like a lot of levels concepts where you try to split one defender on the outside between a high and a low route. And then he just kind of throws the ball in the middle because he can't decide which one to go to. And so for me, that's like kind of some of the mistakes I've seen. But other than that, it's just been rookie mistakes, not quite seeing the whole field. But again, you're seeing that progression from one week to the next of him getting better and better. So I think that's going to be promising for them going forward. I definitely think if they can build around him in the future, that he could develop into a successful NFL quarterback. I just think at a certain point, they're going to need to keep building around him.
So that's my thoughts exactly kind of with this team. And also, too, spoiler alert, I'm picking the Broncos to win this game. So we're probably
we haven't touched on Carolina yet.
Well, I'll say something about the Panthers here a little bit later. But that's one thing kind of with this Broncos team this year that I have a concern about is this reminds me of the Tua Miami Dolphins team, I think, when Brian Flores was there and Jalen Waddle had just gotten there.
Yeah.
Where I think they're very good at kind of managing, these drives. Like we need to go get 3-4 yards at a time. Like what's our best ways to go and do that? But if they get behind the sticks, I do feel that like that's where they just don't have that firepower just yet. They definitely got to stay in phase. And so if that's one thing that's a knock on them. If they shoot themselves in the foot, that's where and they get behind and they got to play a brand of ball that they don't want to play. I think the Chargers loss is a perfect example. You go look at that first half, they had a couple of turnovers. They had some drives that were pretty short. I'll pull it up here now. But in the first half, they just shot themselves in the foot and they got down. I believe it was 20-0. I believe. Let me pull it up here now. So interception, punt, fumble, punt. Like it just wasn't. And it was 2 3-and-outs in that half as well. And then the interception led to a field goal. The fumble led to a touchdown. And those are the things that they just haven't really done to themselves throughout these games, especially too when they went on that 3-game win streak. they were controlling the ball, keeping everything close, keeping everything in front of them essentially, and not having to chase. So as Bo Nix gets better, I believe one, he'll be able to kind of carry a little bit more weight. And then also, too, I think they'll be able to potentially bring in some guys, especially being in the Sean Payton system. So they're playing well. The thing to me, though, I think the defense is top notch.
Yeah.
They're one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say about on Bo Nix, when I think he is better at reading defenses and kind of NFL schematics, he'll be able to adjust more at the line of scrimmage and adjust protections more as well, and put his offense in a better chance to succeed before the play. Where I think you see a lot of like the elite quarterbacks do that now. Whereas like as a rookie quarterback, he's not really making too many adjustments at the line and things. So,
well, see, that's a great segue to talk about the Panthers. Is like that's the reason why Andy Dalton, I think, is starting over Bryce Young. Is Bryce Young? I just don't think that he was getting reading the NFL defenses, and then when we saw Andy Dalton come in, except for today when they played the Commanders and they only put up 7 points, he was at least able to to understand what the defense is bringing, putting the offense in the best position to succeed and capitalizing. Up until today, that Panthers offense had been able to put up some points, putting up about, I think, 17 to 20 points per game. Still not great, but significantly better than when Bryce Young was a QB. But as I mentioned earlier, with the predictions, I'm going to go with Denver here. I just think their defense is top notch. They're one of the best in the league. If I look at this here now, it looks like they're 4th in yards allowed, 5th in passing yards allowed, 10th in rushing yards allowed. And the Panthers have been able to run the ball pretty decently with Chuba Hubbard during this time, especially when Andy Dalton's come back. That's been a big improvement for him. They're able to put up some points, but I just think the combination of everything, how well this defense is playing, going from like Riley Moss to then the entire defensive front as well, I think it's just going to be too much for this Panthers team overall. And so I think Bo Nix, as long as they don't shoot themselves in the foot offensively, should be able to take care of business against the Carolina Panthers defense, which is really bad. 31st in total yards allowed, 26th in passing yards allowed, 32nd in rushing yards allowed. So get Javonte Williams on your fantasy team if you haven't already, and try and play him because that is what I'm going to do. But he's already on my team. So, but don't take advice from me.
I'm also going with Denver. I just think this team is going to be better coach, better prepared. This personnel wise, they're just better. And yeah, I just think the Panthers right now are one of the worst teams in the league. And Denver is middle of the pack, I would say. But it's a long road, I think, for Carolina. We didn't talk too much about them, but I think it's going to be a long road to rebuild for them and what they can do. So I'm looking forward to this game just to kind of see what Carolina can do. But all in all, I think Denver's just going to be too much. So we're both taking the Broncos. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not already. It is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Denver Broncos? Will it be the Carolina Panthers? And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.